My Letterboxd review for this one was like, it's a story about people from La La Land that's sure to leave you with whiplash.
Hello, Adam Ryan Donato.
Hello, welcome everybody back to Hard Reviews. I am Adam here to talk about the most bombastic and crazy awards contender of the year thus far, Babylon. This is directed by Damien Chazelle, who did Whiplash, La La Land, and First Man, actually, which, especially after seeing this movie, that does not fit in his filmography, but it's still very good. If it's the worst of his movies, but it's still a really good movie. So that just shows how great Damien Chazelle is, because Whiplash is my favorite movie of 2014. La La Land is second only to Swiss Army Man back in 2016, and I wanted it to win Best Picture. Both these movies I wanted to win Best Picture. And this one I will also be rooting to win Best Picture because it's fantastic. So there's a lot of the artist in this movie because, you know, it's about a movie star struggling to the fact that he's less popular now because it's no longer silent films. There's talkies. He has to do things he wasn't comfortable doing before. But it's also a lot like Wolf of Wall Street because it kind of shows like the rise to power, the rise and the fall, and how much sex and drugs and just crazy shit can happen along the way. Like, this movie literally opens with like a 30-minute long like crazy party where like I've seen more boobs than I've seen in my entire life, more drugs than I've seen in my entire life, and then an elephant barges in. Not as good as Whiplash or La La Land in my eyes. I think it definitely is going to need some more mileage before I'm able to say something like that, but it's definitely his most epic movie that he's ever made. Diego Calva plays our main character in this movie, Manny, the man who worked remedial jobs and then moved up to become a big movie producer. I don't know him from anywhere else, and he did a very fantastic job in this movie. It's not easy to act opposite of Brad Pitt, who did fantastic as well, and Margot Robbie, who this might be the performance of Margot Robbie's career. If you ask me, it might be her number one. Honestly, I would still go with Wolf of Wall Street at this point. Funny how she's in both those movies, and these are both very comparative to each other in their craziness. Oscar nominations all around. I mean, there's so much going on in this movie. They have so much opportunity to flex their acting chops in this movie. It's over 3 hours long. It went by like that. This movie was a thrill ride from start to finish. I really loved where they went with it. I really loved what they had to say about that era. I love what they have to say about the industry. I love the theme surrounding this movie entirely. The ending is balls to the wall, crazy chaos. I still can't believe that they ended the movie the way that they ended this movie, because it is an insane choice that I could see people hating. I could see people hating this movie's guts, but I could see me loving it because I did. My mom probably won't understand the ending. She'd be like, that was weird. I was enjoying this Hollywood movie, and then out of nowhere, this happens. This is a 5 out of 5 for me for sure. One of my favorite movies of the year. It's currently at my third favorite movie of the year so far, so definitely go check this out. I'm going to talk about something I think that is spoilerish about this movie. I really don't think it's a spoiler. It'll allow me to talk about more spoiler things, so like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, but this is spoilers. Here we go. Bye. The entire time, I felt really paranoid. Now, I'm the type of person, I'm saying at the theater, don't talk to me, don't go on your phone, don't do any of this, but I whispered to my buddy at one point during a loud part, so I would try to be really strategic about it. And I was like, do you hear La La Land? Because I swear to God, I was hearing La La Land, like the somewhere waiting to be found, and I was like, I kept hearing that little series of notes right there, and then the movie ended with a similar song to Whiplash, and I was like, I think that he's intentionally using music that's reminiscent of his earlier movies, and then I had this like big theory. I was like, oh, this is the conclusion to his trilogy about working in the industry. Whiplash is a movie about you have a talent, you have a thing you like to do, you have something you want to pursue, but it's about really truly ingraining yourself in that culture, in that society, in that career, and making it everything to you, perfecting it to the littlest minute detail. You know, it's about the birth of a passion, you know, a true passion in the arts and the entertainment industry, and at the end of the movie, he did it, and he's there. La La Land is about, we're going for that dream now, we're trying to build that empire that we want to build, you know, we're trying to attain that goal, but it's about the struggle. You're not in school anymore like you are in Whiplash. You're in the real world now, trying to make it out here, actually living in Los Angeles. It's about the struggles along the way and the real life things that come into conflict with that, because the relationships and whether or not that's going to hold you back from chasing your dreams or not. I think that's really interesting. And then Babylon is about, now you're in the show, here's how crazy the show is. Is it really what you truly wanted all along? And are you truly, really happy? And the ending of that movie really explores that. But it's also just about being a part of something bigger than you. Well, that's really what this Babylon is about. Like, I think they straight up say that at the beginning. But yeah, and I was like, okay, so Damien Chazelle is Miles Teller in Whiplash. He's Ryan Gosling in La La Land. But in Babylon, he's not Diego Calva's character, Manny. He's not him. He's Brad Pitt. Because Brad Pitt doesn't really fit in this movie. I don't think, right? The story really follows Diego Calva. And then his romance with Margot Robbie. And yeah, both of their stories are influenced by Brad Pitt a little bit, but Brad Pitt's kind of like a side character in this whole thing. Obviously, obviously commands a lot of presence and thought because it's Brad Pitt, and he does a fantastic job, by the way. I feel like he's an insert, and I feel like the insert that he is there for is Damien Chazelle. Now, do I think Damien Chazelle is going to kill himself? No. I think he's going to fall off. I mean, eventually, yeah, he's gotta. You can't keep making great, perfect movies forever unless you're Spielberg or Scorsese. This was just his love letter to cinema and the industry. Clearly, he's making fun of it, the type of people that you encounter, and just the nature of the business itself and its impact on popular culture in the world. It's also told with so much love. It was really beautiful seeing how much thought was put into all this and how much care and how authentic it really feels. Also, this movie is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. This is hilarious. I probably laughed more during this movie. I mean, it's a lot longer, but it's one of the funniest movies you're going to see all year. Definitely go check this one out. If the ending of this throws you, I understand. I love it because it's, like I said, it's the love letter to cinema, and I'm sure that the movies that were shown were movies that were really impactful and changed him. Even objectively, these are movies that like push special effects forward crazy amount. All four, if I remember, all four movies that were shown were movies that specifically were iconic because what they did for special effects. I think this will be a very divisive movie. I think it'll get nominated a lot, but I don't think it will win. So definitely check this one out. December 23rd. Watch it around Christmas time. I would not go with my family, but if that was the only way I was going to get them to see it, I will. Babylon is fantastic. Go check it out. 5 stars. My third favorite movie of the year. I love it so freaking much, man. The music is great. The performances are great. It looks beautiful. The 3 hours, the pacing is nothing, man. It goes by so quick. I could not speak more positive things about this movie. I have literally nothing negative to say about it. Tobey Maguire is freaking adorable and terrifying at the same time. I don't know how he does it. What is your favorite Damien Chazelle movie? Is it Whiplash or La La Land? I'd probably go Whiplash just because I'm a musical guy, so La La Land, it's a little easier, so I give more credit to Whiplash because if they're on the same plane and one of them's not a musical, And honestly, the music in Whiplash is fan-freaking-tastic.